Hello and welcome to the video. It is time for a final reveal. Always fun to finally see that work put together and on display. This build was part of a group build. That was a hashtag customs group build hosted by Dan over at Hey Auto. So thanks for hosting this. It was fun to do a custom. I love customs and seeing everyone else's customs as well. So thanks again for hosting this. When he announced this, I had this kit in my stash, but I wasn't really feeling it because it is a convertible. I pretty much just bought it because I love these AMT kind of silent box arts. There's no advertisement, just a beautiful illustration on the front. Absolutely my favorite box art, so I had it in my stash. But around that time, Eric over at Eric's Model Garage was doing a comparison between the kind of the first releases and the current releases of this kit, and happened to show off the Carson top in the early releases, and I kind of fell in love with it. It was definitely something that inspired me on this project, was that Carson top. But as you can see, I've got the later version, which does not have that Carson top. So Sean over at the Scale Model Car Guy channel hooked me up with a Carson top from one of the early kits to make this build happen. So thanks to all three of those guys for the inspiration and the parts to kind of make this build happen. So thank you again to all of you guys. And this again is the AMT 1950 Ford convertible kit, which is a 3-in-1 stock, custom, and drag. There's a couple of custom versions. We kind of went mostly box stock, or a box stock of an early release. Added a few little things to it to give it our own. For those of you that have followed the channel, have kind of seen the updates, kind of know where this build started, where it went, and where it's been going, doing semi-regular updates along the way. So I'm sure you guys know what's on the other side of this box. So let's get to it, and let's check it out, and we'll talk about it as it spins around. We got her dancing on the turntable. We'll just let her spin. And I'll try to recap everything that I can remember as we go. Obviously, we went custom for the customs group build. Part of the custom option is the front end that you're going to see, but I kind of did my own little thing where I sectioned it back into the fenders about 3 millimeters, or roughly 3 scale inches, to kind of bring it more into proportion. It kind of has a big nose overhang as it was designed. So with that, we also had to remodify the hood and get that back into shape to fit everything, but I think it was well worth the effort to really give it that more proportional front end. It is kind of a small car, so I didn't want to exaggerate it too much, keep it kind of compact, but still really custom, really cool looking. Kit headlights, kit grille, we just stripped those, re-chromed them. The taillights are designed off of a 58 Ford Edsel, which I wanted to use to bring in some of that canted look that the canted quads have on the front end. And I think that was well worth the effort. It was kind of tricky getting that all to work out with the different contours and everything that were there. But again, it was well worth the effort in the end to kind of bring in the design from the front to the rear. Again, to do that tail lights, we had to kind of add in some styrene, do some things there. But along with that, we had to reshape the trunk, and that looks pretty cool with that reshaped trunk lid. Just a roll pan, no bumpers, front or rear on this guy. Just a smooth, clean, custom. We got some spotlights on it. Of course, that beautiful Carson top up top. And then the side pipes is the kit provided kind of scoops or shrouds in the front, and then we just used aluminum tubes on the side. Gave them a nice polish. Went with the straight look. Everything else was looking super clean, super straight, so I just kind of wanted to go with the straight with a slash cut instead of like a turn down or turn out, when I think that was the right choice there. Again, keeping it really clean. The wheels are the 53 Studebaker wheels. I went with those. Again, kind of clean, but a little bit of custom, not to be too loud in any one direction on this, other than possibly the paint. The paint can be kind of loud, but I think it turned out really cool. And now we got you overhead, give you a little different angle to check it out. I think that paint job turned out really nice. I love the fade. This build was kind of built around the 58 to 62-ish time frame is kind of what I had in mind, with those canted quads getting really popular at that time. I went with a candy fade. Winfield was starting his fades, so that's what I went. I didn't go with any kind of modern, vibrant color. I wanted to keep it kind of toned down, and I went with the browns. Thought it would be a really cool look, something subtle, but still stands out. Kind of that toasted marshmallow is what I had in my mind, and I think it turned out really well. I'm super happy with it. Something different. Again, I could have went something super vibrant and stood out, but I think this brown looks absolutely fantastic on this car. So let me stop this and we'll take a look under the hood and underneath the Carson top at the interior. I think if you followed the updates, you've seen most of the interior. As you can see, we got the fades following the dash inside, kind of the stock steering column. We've got a TV under the dash, and of course on the interior with kind of a pearl white Naga hide. We did do all the tuck and roll added to the kit seats to give it more custom look. Did add some more of the browns and yellows inside to bring the outside colors in. And then we had to add a little fuzz to the back. We got just the gator sitting back there. I don't know if he'll stay there or not. I think he fits in pretty well there, but again, he's just sitting there hanging out, checking it out. Got the brown on the doors. Again, just a little bit of color to bring in with that pearl white. I think that interior turned out really well. Again, mostly being all kit parts, just kind of modified with some styrene to do the tuck and roll. I think it looks absolutely beautiful inside. Of course, got to look under the hood. Again, mostly all kit. I think it's actually all kit under the hood. Just did some re-chroming and some paint detailing of that Ford flathead, like re-chromed. Everything that's chrome is a re-chrome, just different versions. With the heads, the air cleaners, generator, all of the caps, radiator. I think it looks absolutely terrific under the hood. That chrome gives it that great custom touch under the hood. And last but not least is the underside. Again, most everyone has kind of seen it, but we continued that candy fade work underneath. Give it a full custom job. You can see the exhaust connected there. I may have to color my extension donuts there, tone them down a little bit, but got some chrome highlights, some chrome detail. Nothing dramatic, but just enough to keep the custom feel going throughout this build. I think the whole thing turned out absolutely as envisioned. Super excited about it, super happy about it. It'll be a great custom to have on the shelf. We'll give you some more glamour shots at the end. Love to hear you guys' feedback. If there's anything missed, I'll try to answer them in the comments, or go back and check out all the updates along the way if you want to learn about how to do anything. Again, I showed everything as far as the paint job. Not necessarily how to, but I gave you all the information that I could, that I would do in a how-to essentially anyways. So it's all there. Check that video out. Again, all the updates. Thanks again to Dan and Eric and Sean and everybody else. And with that, we'll see you next time.